This ain't even a...
Oh, so this will probably be what hangs it down.
Well, remember you got a thickness of your roof, so that sleeve acts as a trim piece through the thickness of your roof. We may have to trim this down to make it fit perfectly flush.
Okay.
Yeah, this ain't even a challenge. Put that fucking camera down, get a fucking cord out there so we get this thing done.
Okay. So I just deposited $580 in the bank from the Facebook Marketplace selling that I did over the last month.
Hello.
And I'm really into buying, reselling stuff. And we just went to a flea market yesterday on the way out here because it was a beautiful Saturday day. And we've driven past that flea market every single time coming out here. Monica's been coming out here for over 20 years and she'd only been there once prior.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing a lot of flea marketing on the road.
Home away from home. Oh, stop it.
What we're looking for,
Think something like this.
we need a few things like that match our cable size, and then we need like these things, these copper lugs.
Oh.
I meant to do that.
Why are they so expensive? How many do we need? Jesus God.
It says butt splices.
There you go. This is. Are they called butt? Yeah, butt slices.
Splices.
Oh, is it? I thought it was butt slices. So I purchased a 100-foot spool of 18 gauge wire for all of the
100 feet?
100 feet. It only
Wow.
comes in 100 feet on Amazon.
Holy
It
shit.
was a good deal. Maybe. And then we have 10 gauge running from our solar panels to our solar charge controller. And our solar charge controller will only feed out 10 gauge wire. So that's going to have to run to the batteries. And then from our battery to our inverter, I can get thicker wire for that.
Okay.
Truly don't know if I need to though. For the DC fuse block, I don't know if it takes the circular terminal rings or if it takes the open rings. Like these have an open shape to you and these have a closed shape. I'm pretty sure either one is fine, but I don't know if one would be better. The inverter, it has kind of like, I don't know how thick that hole is, you know? I don't know how thick the hole is. I'm gonna be back up here later today, aren't I? We'll get the copper slugs and some 6 gauge wire. Not much, because we just need to run it from the battery to the inverter.
You keep saying copper slugs.
Well, this is what happens when you put the dyslexic kid in charge of talking. Butt slices and slugs. And then this multi-pack we'll get because I'm unsure of myself. You ever set up a solar power station before?
No,
And are you up to anything this afternoon?
we've got some guys that come in and buy stuff. You know, they sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that white?
Transparent.
It's fucking hard to tell.
White.
Blanco. Blanco.
Whoa! Alright. Let's get the fuck out of here. Alright, we're back. Jim's probably worried. We got
Probably just pissed.
electrical stuff and Subway. So I'm a little confused because 10 gauge wire is only supposed to be up to 30 amperage.
Okay.
But their 60 amp solar charge controller only accepts 10 gauge wire.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand those calculations.
Well, yeah, and there are some gray areas with stuff like that too, I believe, called that.
Just have
But
to-
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
Well, hopefully not.
Not yet.
Or we'll get a lot of sleep if we burn up in a fire.
Stop.
A 14 by 14 hole would be ideal.
A 14 by 14 hole?
Yep.
Is that like the inside?
That's this right here.
Okay, gotcha.
So this will slip down and then this goes on the roof.
Bada boom, bada bang.
Yep. This ain't even a...
Oh, so this will probably be what hangs it down.
Well, remember you got a thickness of your roof, so that sleeve acts as a trim piece through the thickness of your roof.
So as long as you can assure me it's not going to hang down and ruin my life.
No, this is it. Right there. That's all. That's the only part that hangs down. This lip.
Just that lip?
Yeah, we cut this off. Remember your roof's about that yay thick? We may have to trim this down to make it fit perfectly flush.
Okay.
Yeah, this ain't even a challenge. Put that fucking camera down, get a fucking cord out there so we get this thing done.
Okay. So we're trying to avoid that mid-seam line?
Right, we're trying to avoid that. Now you want to just center it then in that space? Or do you think it would benefit you any to go one direction over the other?
You mean left or right?
Left or forward or rear?
As close to the panels, because that's what's going to give us more room for the deck.
Here goes mutton.
Safety first.
Okay, so that dies in between these here.
Yeah.
That piece does. So that's not a real huge issue. Other than we have to cut it out of the way.
So we're assuming that this is that the steel strut, I guess?
Yeah, that runs between these ribs.
So between each rib, I guess those are running either side of the bus for additional stability.
Probably so.
And this is just standard, what is that, fiberglass insulation?
Fiberglass.
This stuff is really delicious, kids. If you like those Tide Pods, you're gonna love this stuff. It's like cotton candy. I remember I came over to help you insulate the basement, and you're like, yeah, just start shoving this shit up here. And later I'm like, why am I so itchy? And he's like, oh, that was fiberglass. I was like, oh, great.
I think I gave you some protection.
No, you were like, here's some tape. Just you go, here's some tape. Just roll it inside out and put it on your skin. You'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. We'll just drill these corners, and then that'll make.
So.
Yeah, you think? Look what it did to that blade.
Oh my God. Let me see that thing.
I think let's go inside. We'll cut this all out, and then I'll be able to get better access to that. So I'm going to go inside with this guy. I'm going to throw the cord down to you, Monica.
Can I bring anything down?
The framing square.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oops. Sorry.
Don't do that. Absolutely not.
Jim's doing a sizable portion of the work this morning. Really the whole thing, if we're being honest. But we're working a little bit against the clock since it's going to be raining shortly and we're putting a huge hole in the ceiling right now.
All right.
So we used the drill bit, Jim did, made the corner marks, and then just matching it up to the ceiling now.
All right, watch the sparks.
Keep dreaming of the good life. Too much, the opposite is true. Keep looking to the starry sky. Not much, but something I can do. Keep falling like an autumn night. Good luck has got to come this way. Keep following the sunrise. A little bit of progress on the way.
Is that Shania's wine?
Yeah, she works with me.
So these are just to go on the trim of the fan in order to be able to screw into them more efficiently.
Yeah, just to give it a little bit of support. All right. Okay, I'm assuming that would go forward, right? The hinge? That makes sense.
In order not to get caught by the wind,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Always wipe first.
Wipe, kids. At home. Do you wipe?
What up? Oh, sweet. Thanks. Our fuses came, Jim.
Oh, okay. I got bunch of stuff coming today too.
Oh, well, I hope it's not your stuff. Looks like you mounted some screws into those pieces of wood.
Yeah, just to hold them there because all our other screws are going to be going in through that too.
Did you have to make sure the wood was the same size of the gap or no?
Well, I just guessed at it because it looked like it was about 1.5 inches, and I think that'll work fine.
It looks
If
like
it's a
it.
little under, it wouldn't hurt anything.
Just squishes it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. If you grab them, then they're less likely to go in the caulk. All right. All right.
A little squishy squish.
Now I'm going to drive some screws in it.
Doesn't look like the quad. Should it be hitting those holes too, or will eventually once you squish it?
It should squish, I would hope.
This is the fastest I've seen Jim move throughout this whole thing. And the least amount of stuff I've done to get in the way.
And I want to thank you for that, Cole.
You're not a problem.
There's your quad squish you were looking for.
Yep.
See that coming?
Thank you for the squish.
You know what? I think these people that actually made this actually are pretty freaking smart, to be honest with you.
Because
Well,
it's
it just
self-contained and
yeah,
just easy.
I like the way they've done it. They didn't over-engineer it. They made it simple to put on.
You hear that, Fan-Tastic? You guys are great. Feel free to send us a higher quality model than this.
I'm just going to put a little bit of this around this now, just a nice little bead,
Oh, that's nice.
because it's going to rain. It's not that this is going to become an issue. There's no way water can get in us.
The plastic hood has a little crack in it.
Where?
Right in the corner here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe some clear epoxy would help that.
Huh.
But it definitely has...
The lid could probably be replaced. I'd take a picture of it and send it to them.
Yeah,
See
and
if they'll send you one, which they should.
since we've got it fucking installed. Yeah, it just unscrews, I think, from that side. These are little gizmos we all bought, Jim. I bought a variety pack just...
Okay, so yeah, so we've
and
got
then
these.
These are like the 18 gauge, 10 gauge, and then these are connectors.
Okay.
And then I bought like some lugs, not slugs. So this is the knife that I got at the flea market. Jim? And it's Damascus steel. And it's homemade by a guy in Owensville, Missouri. And it's super good quality, and I just got a steel on it. The guy was hard up to cover his booth cost for the day. Came with this really nice leather sheath. But I'm going to use it just to stab this package.
All right, Cole.
Bam. Fuses.
So I'm going to try to get this fish tape down through here.
Okay. So how does this work?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
you loop it on there.
Yeah. So you'll bend and tape your wire onto the end of that and then pull it back through.
Oh,
That's squeaky?
that is squeaky. Me no like that.
I see
Sounds
it!
like it over there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh,
That's
hell
actually
yeah.
pretty easy, yeah.
What we really need to do is find out how much wire we need to get to wherever your power board is.
So the DC fuse block is going to be here in our power station.
Okay. So would we rather try to go that way?
That would seem to be the making sense.
Okay, so you need to pull this off. So we got a place to land this. I'm going to cut it 2 inches. So I'm going to go in there and cut this on the table saw.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go with him.
I got to support this under here with a piece of wood because otherwise it's going to want to
Oh,
blow it out.
yeah.
I just want enough just to cut that thing.
Oh, okay. This is not
Here, this
sliding
will help.
around.
This will help. So I'm going to adjust this to here. Try to keep this thing from moving a little bit.
Yeah. You hit your head.
Send me back like 3 weeks on chiropractic. Fuck.
All right. Here goes mutton.
Beautiful. I was thinking that was gonna crack.
Yeah, well, that's the hazard.
Yeah.
And if you don't support it, it'll fucking shatter.
Oh
it'll
yeah.
just
You
shatter
blow
like,
it to pieces.
because this is really hard plastic,
Yeah.
and it's not very forgiving to a table saw. Feel the roof, the ceiling down lower. See if you can tell anywhere where it's scratching.
It's about in this region.
Yeah,
There's a metal. Oh, hold on.
I think I just
on.
popped past something. I felt something
Yeah.
just pop.
You got it right here.
Yeah, da-da-da. Just going to
sweet.
pull it out a little bit. Out in here, and just keep wrapping it around like you would a hockey stick, and then come all the way down into here. Now, you're going to feed the wire and keep it from this edge as I pull it through. Here I am. Okay, that's all I need on this end.
Nice.
So we'll just leave that hang for now, and we'll figure out a little bit here later. You're going to do the upper half about 1/8 of an inch down. Yeah,
Right here.
yeah.
Press.
Squeeze. Okay. Now do the same distance from the bottom up on that one.
Okay.
Now this is the harder one because it barely fits in that hole.
SOS, lo que dice él. That's what he says? Damn it.
Oh wow, my
So-
hand is tired.
Jesus. God almighty. Oh,
It's gonna be a long
God.
winter. Think
Pretty
it's
much
flexible
flush.
enough to just stay
Yep.
there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll just put these screws in.
That's
If we
awesome.
have to, we'll countersink another one and put it in there if it need be.
Yeah.
So I was super worried about this hanging into my headspace because I've only got like an inch tops over my head. But because we were able to cut down that plastic, thank you, Jim, this is going to be
Yeah.
flush to the ceiling, if you're wondering.
Right on. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Don't strip it out. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Very nice. Very nice.
Look at that.
Ain't that something?
It's got a little wiggle room, but I'll
Wiggle room.
little
Wiggle?
wiggle room.
With a wiggle room?
Little wiggle room.
So what I'm thinking is that would be a perfect spot for a little white latex caulk.
Yeah.
I don't think it justifies a screw. Come on.
Are we going to touch
What are we gonna
cables?
do?
Yeah.
Oh
We're
my
gonna,
god.
we're gonna
Oh.
listen to the fan.
We're going to put it right on the battery?
Why not?
You can do that?
Why can't you?
I don't fucking
It's
know.
12 volts.
It is 12 volts. You're correct, sir. I'm scared.
Is it off?
Don't know.
It is off according to my knowledge.
Okay. So there's red on that, and there's that on that.
Okay.
So go ahead and try turning it on. Is your fuse in right?
Give me a second. Maybe this needs to be open.
That's an interesting thing. Yep.
Oh.
It's a safety switch because it ain't going to go anywhere. Now I'm getting 12 volts running through my left arm.
Are you kidding me? So turn it off.
No,
should I
I
put it
just
on?
had to do that.
Should I put it on high?
No. No, but that should, there it is. Turn it on full, see what it sounds like.
Whoa.
There's some breeze.
Wow.
There's
holding.
quite a breeze.
Close that back door and you'll see how much it'll suck through the a window.
You see my hair? No?
Yeah.
It feels super cold, but that's because it's cold outside.
I like it.
This is like an air conditioner right here.
Yeah.
So it's officially not looking promising that we'll have the solar system completed in any way, shape, or form today. There's just a lot of more factors with how large the dinette was going to be, where things were going to go, what fuses we end up truly needing for the system. We're literally day of putting together our solar system, and we're still putting together some of the answers. I think it just becomes one of those things when you keep double questioning yourself. And I mean, obviously this is electric and it can cause fires and damage. So obviously we want to be very cautious and make sure we're doing the right thing.
All right. So I guess we're done for the day. We kind of went over some planning for the inside just to see what we can do next. I think we're gonna start framing some stuff and get a better idea of where we will be putting the electric before we completely assemble the solar system. So
Yeah, the fact of the matter is we're just not ready to put everything in place, and
yeah.
Jim's going to go ahead and ask one of the electricians at his work this week on our plans and what we've got going on. And we're planning on purchasing a jump seat or a center seat of a truck. And
Yeah.
a lot of people take those out for work consoles, but that will be our passenger seat. We think it's going to take up less room and it's still going to be manageable from a living space, and then we can turn that around and it be an additional seat for company and whatnot as well. So
Yeah, it'll like bend over and become like completely out of the way, and then there'll be like cup holders and stuff. So I think it'll be nice that it'll be able to bend up and kind of be out of our like immediate space, so it's not so cramped.
So I'm a little frustrated just because I'd like to see this all come together. You know, you put all this money in place and you've had everything sitting to the side. It's nice to see things come together, but it's really cool that we could even test the roof fan and get that working off of the 12-volt battery just to see that the battery's working efficiently and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. You seem really close to us now. Okay.
Hi.
Too close. Too close.
No.